Good morning, children. This is the next part, which is the fourth part of the explanation of transformation of sentences. I have already shared three parts of this chapter with you. In the first part of the chapter, in the first video, I had explained transformation from exclamatory to declarative sentences and declarative to interrogative sentences. This was in the first part. In the second part, in the second video, I explained changing from imperative to interrogative sentences. Okay. After that, I shared the third video with you where I taught you changing from affirmative sentences to negative sentences. So till now we have completed the first three parts of our chapter and we have completed till exercise C. Now in this part, this is the fourth part and the last part of our chapter where we are going to learn about tag questions. This is a new thing for all of you, I'm sure, and this is going to be an interesting one. Let's start. Let's understand what tag questions mean. A declarative sentence can be changed into an interrogative sentence by adding a short question tag at the end. So when I was doing the chapter with you in the first video, I taught you declarative to interrogative, but there my whole sentence was changing, right? I told you to change the position of the subject and the helping verb so as to change it from declarative to interrogative. Okay, here what we are going to do, we are going to add a short question at the end of the declarative sentence to make it an interrogative one. Those short questions are going to be very interesting. Let's see. So this one says a declarative sentence can be changed into an interrogative sentence by adding a short question tag at the end. So you don't have to change the sentence that has already been given to you. You will just take the same sentence and you will add a short question tag at the end. Okay. Let's see how we do this. Let's see an example. She is beautiful, isn't she? Okay, so what is my declarative sentence? My declarative sentence is only she is beautiful. Okay, if I say she is beautiful, that means I'm giving out information about a girl that she is beautiful. Alright, now if I want to change this question, this declarative sentence into a question, I will just add a short question tag at the end. Isn't she? Okay, I am not changing my declarative sentence at all. I'm just putting a comma and then I'm adding a short question at the end called isn't she? Okay, so see how did I form my question tag? I took the helping verb from the declarative sentence. Helping verb is. She is beautiful. So is the helping verb, and then we also add not to it and we make a contraction. Is not. We make a contraction of it. Contraction is isn't, and then we add the subject she. Okay, we will always use a pronoun over here. Understood? Let's see after this. Let's see what's written here. These short questions that we put at the end are called tag questions. So this short question, isn't she? Okay, it's a very short question. This is called tag question. Understood? Tag questions contain a helping verb and a subject pronoun. Understood? It contains a helping verb. See, isn't is a helping verb. I took a helping verb and then I added not. So that is a helping verb and a subject pronoun. So it will use a pronoun for the subject. She will come back over here and it will always be a pronoun. You will not add a noun over here. Okay. We'll move on to understand the next part. I'm going to show you a very nice trick. Let's see this. See, usually if the sentence is positive, the question tag is negative. So if I give you a positive declarative sentence, okay, like if I say she is beautiful is positive. So my question tag will be negative. Isn't she? See, isn't. If I add not to is, not is negative, I just taught you. So that is why isn't is a negative question tag. Positive declarative sentence will always use a negative question tag. Next. And if the sentence is negative, the question tag is positive. Just the opposite. The ulta trick over here. Okay. If the sentence I give you, if I give you a negative declarative sentence, you will add a positive question tag. So if I tell you she is not beautiful, if I give you a sentence, she is not beautiful, you will add a question tag, is she? Understood? So then you will not add not over there. Let's see, I'll show you a very nice thing. Let's understand this with the help of a trick. Have you all seen a battery? I'm sure you all have seen a battery. This is how a battery looks like. Isn't a battery like this? Exactly like this? See, one part of the battery has a plus sign. So the plus sign is the positive end of the battery. Plus means positive. Okay. Other end has a minus sign. Minus means a negative end. So battery has two ends, a positive end and a negative end. So just like a battery, a battery cannot have both ends positive, both ends with plus plus. It cannot happen. One end has to be positive, other end has to be negative. Okay, so one is going to be a positive, one is going to be a negative. Similarly, when you have a sentence of question tag, if one end of the sentence is positive, the other end of the sentence has to be negative. Okay, so if I give you a positive declarative sentence, you will add a negative question tag. If I give you a negative declarative sentence, you will add a positive question tag. Let's see more. Okay. So now if I give you a sentence, he was happy. Now please tell me that this part of the sentence, I want to add a question tag over here and I want to follow my rule of the battery. I've just added a battery. So while you try to answer this, think about the battery. It has a positive end, it has a negative end. Now this part of the sentence, he was happy. Please tell me, do you think this is positive or do you think it is negative? He was happy. Am I using the word no or not? No, I'm not using it. That means this is a positive declarative sentence. And now I told you that we will follow the ulta rule. So if I have a positive declarative sentence, my question tag will be negative. So I will use the helping verb as I told you. He was happy. What is the helping verb over here? Tell me. Yes, helping verb is was. Okay. And because you have to make it negative, you will use the contraction with not. Thus, my answer will be wasn't he? Understood? So, because the sentence was positive, I will add a negative question tag. I will use the helping verb for that. So, wasn't he? That is how you answer it. Okay? I hope this is easy and clear to all of you. We'll look at one more example. Here my sentence is, he was not happy. Again, I want to add a question tag over here. How will we do it? He was not happy. Now first you have to answer that this part of the sentence, he was not happy. Is this positive or is this negative? See, the word not is used over here. So you know that if the word not is used, it is negative. Okay, so the declarative sentence is negative. That means the question tag has to be positive. The ulta rule again. If the declarative sentence is negative, question tag has to be positive. Now I will again use my helping verb for forming the question tag. What is my helping verb here? He was not happy. Helping verb is was. And after the helping verb, what do we add? We add a pronoun for the subject. So my answer is was he. So if I say he was not happy, my question tag will be was he. Understood? I hope this part is clear with you. If you're unable to follow, please play the video again. I'm sure you will be able to understand. After this, I've taken something from your book. This is on page number 13 and 14 of your book. It is a table. Here, this is a big table where they have explained what kind of question tag you will add. I'm going to explain this to you in details. Wait. So, the positive sentences are given over here. I am a student. Negative tag will be aren't I. Now I told you when we were doing sentences and I taught you contractions, I told you that am not does not have a contraction. Amn't is nothing. Amn't is wrong. So whenever you have am and you want to add a negative contraction, you will say aren't. So I am a student. Aren't I? Okay. You are a student, aren't you? You take the helping verb are and you make a contraction with not, aren't you? She is a student, isn't she? She was coming, wasn't she? Again, helping verb together with not has been taken to make the question tag. He lives in Paris. Doesn't he? Now see, over here, he lives in Paris. Lives is the main verb. Now if it is lives, it means does live, right? So I will make the question tag doesn't he, because lives cannot be used as a contraction itself. So we will say doesn't he, because lives means does live. It's the same thing. This was on page number 13. Now I'll come to what you have on page number 14. You can also see this in the PDF that I have shared with you. Okay, here are some more question tags. They live in Paris, don't they? Now they live in Paris. The previous one was lives. Lives takes does. But if I have live, we will use do. Remember subject verb agreement, it changes with singular subject and plural subject, exactly like that. So they is a plural subject. So with they we will use do, and when it has to be negative I will add not to the helping verb and I will say they live in Paris, don't they? He was happy, wasn't he? I just did this with you. They were happy, weren't they? Because it is a plural subject, so weren't they? He went to the party last night. So went means did go. So I will say didn't he? They were waiting for us, weren't they? They have been to Paris, haven't they? They had gone home. He had gone home early, hadn't he? She will arrive early, won't she? So will and not together make the contraction won't. So won't she? He can help, can't he? He must come today, mustn't he? So must and not together forms mustn't. So he must come today, mustn't he? Okay, this is about the positive sentences with negative tag. In the next part, we have negative sentences that use positive tag. Alright, let's see. I am not a student, am I? Okay, you aren't a student, are you? She isn't a student, is she? See, everywhere you're removing not. That is how you make a positive question tag. She wasn't coming, was she? He doesn't live in Paris, does he? They don't live in Paris, do they? Subject verb agreement, remember for this one. He wasn't happy, was he? They weren't happy, were they? He didn't go to the party last night, did he? They weren't waiting for us, were they? They haven't been to Paris, have they? He hadn't gone home early, had he? She won't arrive early, will she? So you understood this? You will just make it the reverse of the declarative sentence that you have. Read this thoroughly. I'm sure you will be able to get a hang of it. Let's move on. There is a remember box in your book. I've taken this from your book itself. Let's see what this says. If a sentence contains negative words like never, seldom, hardly, ever, we generally use positive question tag. For example, okay, so first let me tell you this thing. If a sentence contains negative words, now if I give you a declarative sentence and it uses words like never, seldom, hardly, ever, these words are generally negative. Never means something that never happens. Seldom means something that happens very less. Okay. And hardly ever means that it happens very, very less. So these are all negative words. Okay. Maybe they don't use the word no or not, but these words communicate a negative feeling to you. They communicate negative information to you. So whenever you have such words in the declarative sentence, you will use a positive question tag because the meaning of these words are negative. Let's see the example. She never comes late. Does she? Because never comes late, it becomes a negative sentence. So we will use a positive tag. We don't keep our country clean. Do we? Don't. Again negative. It hardly ever rains in a desert. Does it? Hardly ever rains. It means it rains very less, which is negative. Raining less is a negative thing. So does it? We will use a positive question tag. Next one, if the main subject is everybody, everyone, somebody, someone, nobody or no one, we will use the subject they in the question tag. This is also very easy. If the subject of your sentence is everybody, everyone, somebody, someone, nobody, no one, then we will use the subject they when we write the question tag. Okay, like if I say everybody loves her, don't they? So if they comes in place of the subject. Okay, no one objected, did they? They comes in place of no one again. Everyone agreed, didn't they? So you see that they is taking the place of everybody, no one, and everyone over here. This is how you have to do it. I hope these examples are clear and you just have to keep it in mind. You also read the PDF, watch this video twice over again. It will really help you. After that, in your book, on page number 15, you have exercise D. You have to add suitable question tags over here. See, it says, he can drive. Okay, now tell me, he can drive. Is this positive or negative? He can drive. It is positive. That means question tag will be negative. And we will take the help of the helping verb over here. So it will be, can't he? He can drive. Can't he? Okay. Similarly, you're going to do the rest of the exercise. You will do this in your rough copy. In the next class, I'm going to discuss the answers with you. Only then you will do this in your book. For now, you will do it in your rough copy. That is your homework. Understand this video, read the PDF of the chapter, read this part, understand very nicely first, and then you do exercise D in your rough copy. Thank you.